If only I could go back to the corridors of my university and tell the young me that you don't need to hide, that you can just be yourself, that there are people to help you at every nook and corner of this world, that the whole world is conspiring to get you the success that you truly deserve. 4 decades of my life would have been spent differently. Hi, I'm Shilpa Kulshrestha, a game changer coach, and I work with mid-career professionals to fill the gap between where they are in their career and where they would love to be. And I come from a small town called Dehradun from India. My dad was a professor of psychology and my mom was a school principal. And with this kind of a background, you can imagine the emphasis that would have been there on education. You would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to study and study and study until 11:45 in the night. Not 11, not 12, but 11:45. So that 15 minutes we had to roll over into a 5-hour sleep. Discipline, education, that was the way to go. And I gave my every ounce to it, whatever I had, to studies, to education. Went on to top my school, became a national level ranker, a gold medalist. And I took it a little bit too literally, wrapped myself up in 5 professional degrees. Double graduate, double postgraduate, a CA, a CPA, law, and MBA. I know I went a little crazy with it. And I thought I was set out for success. I was all there for an amazing life. And I would lie if I say it didn't start off well. It was really good. I was working for a startup. But soon I started noticing that with this amazing education that I had, this ammunition for success in my back pockets, there was something missing. There was a void. I was never the one who mattered. I was the person who silently carries water across the field to the big players. The one who sets out chairs before a gala event. The one who does all that extra work before the final act. The one on the side. The one whose neither absence mattered nor presence. In photograph with my best friends, you'll see me at the end of the line, just hanging in there, just making it in. All my life, my self-worth was an artificial construct. I kept telling myself that I was worthy, but I always ended up being on the sidelines. At some point in my life, I decided that I didn't have it inside me. The confidence, the capability, the content, and I had just stepped on the side so that the more interesting, the more glamorous, and the more charismatic ones can take the stage. I confined myself to a shed. And our life, trust me guys, it doesn't make it any easier. I got married to a guy who loved speaking, who loved the limelight. He was the life of every party that we went to. He was the main character, the central character in every story that we created on our day-to-day life. Life would have been difficult, but actually it became more easy for me. There was someone to always move the needle forward. There was someone to entertain the guests, someone to do the big talk, someone to take decisions, someone to take charge. And I went on and sat in the back seat of my life. Life would have continued like this forever, but suddenly my vehicle of comfort one day came to a big halt. Life pushed me to become an accidental entrepreneur. And I joined him as a career coach. And as usual, The shadows was my place. A tiny corner beside him was where I confined myself. Every day I would wait for the big guy to get up and do the big things, while I kept doing some minor things just to feel good about myself. And then one day it happened. We were hosting a session, something like this, for executives in the corporate, to enable them to create the next big thing in their life. And my husband, he was traveling from Melbourne, his flight got delayed, which meant that now he would be arriving an hour into the session. Picture me, not knowing what to do, pulling my hair out, just moving from here and there, just totally confused. We had 200 plus registrants waiting, and the main guy was missing. What do I do? What do I do? So 100 rounds of my living room later, I decided that it's time. It's time to hop on and apologize to the waiting audience that we need to delay the session by another 2 hours because of an emergency. And as I was about to do this, my 15-year-old daughter, she asked me, "Why do you have to do this, Mom? Why can't Papa do it?" And I was like, "Because these guys trusted me." Came back my reply. And in that moment, it struck me. They trusted me not only to apologize, but to show up. They were waiting for me to hold their hand and take them to the next level in their career. I told my daughter to make a cup of coffee, strong coffee. You know what it means, coffee for a tea lover. It means that she's onto something big. So I told her to make that coffee. And centering myself, I began the session. Now, content was not a problem. We've done that. I've seen my husband do it innumerable times. That was not a problem. We had the slides, everything. Confidence was. Courage was. Certainty was. Anyway, I finished the session. 90 minutes just passed by. And I stepped out to find my husband back home. With a big smile, he told me that we had our biggest sale ever that day in the past 1.5 years since he started this business. Now, that day, I realized one thing, that people are not looking for perfection. They're looking for trust. They're looking for connection. They're looking for someone who's just like them, with whom they can relate. And I realized that with my sincerity, with my dedication, the grit, and my ability to produce results, I belong right there at the center stage. That was my place. Different energy, different style, but that was my place. And that decision on the day enabled me to move from the shadows where I was hiding all my life to some of the best stages around the world. Global stages, addressing audiences in the tune of thousands. To speak my mind on TEDx, not once, not twice, but 3 times. To being featured in Forbes, Outlook, TV, radio, top 100 podcasts. I don't want this session to be another one in the series where you just learn some technical skills, where you just get motivated, because motivation comes and goes. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to tell you the crap that I was holding on my back all my life and the possibility it created for me when I decided to let go of it. I'm here to tell you, to ask you, what crap are you carrying on your back? What is it that is pushing you to your smallness? And to leverage this moment to give yourself permission to think big, beyond all this day-to-day rut, this smallness, to create the possibility in your life to not be at the cream of the 98%, but to be in that 2% people, because you actually deserve to be there. You do.